I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller.
Good morning, Scott Duff.
Fresh from NOLA.
Yes, fresh.
Although I don't think anybody's fresh when they come back from NOLA.
No, not after a couple of weeks.
No. Did you have a good time?
It's always
a good time.
It's so
always
wonderful.
a good time.
It's always a good time down there.
Les abandons
I
can never remember it.
Les abandons relais.
Yes.
It was great.
Oh, fabulous.
As always.
Welcome.
Little rain, but
Oh, I saw that. Oh, that was swampy.
That's New Orleans in spring.
There you go. Better than New Orleans in the summertime.
Yeah, true
When that would just have been coming from my armpits right there, because it is hot down there. And we got a hot show on this Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Out there to all the moms out there that's going on there. All the mothers that are out there too.
All the mothers.
Except for one mother.
There's one big mother.
That one mother who can just kind of just
tried not to think about that mother while I was gone.
Yes, well, it's gone.
He came up quite a bit during the trip.
Of course he did. I bet he did. I bet he did. We've got one mother of a show for you today on Mother's Day. Hey, Buffalo Grove's 8th Annual Pride Parade is coming up on June 7th. You know, I thought they would have canceled it because...
Yeah, because we're not in it.
We're not in it this year. They had the best grand marshals last year, but somehow they're gonna
manage without us.
They're gonna go on.
Whatever.
We're very, very excited to chat with founder of Buffalo Grove Pride and Pinta Pride Project, our good buddy Carolyn Pinta. Later on in the show, Shatter Globe wraps up their season with the world premiere of Paul Kruse's Eelpout! Exclamation point. The hilarious and surreal fantasia on Midwestern masculinity that you've all been waiting for. Indeed. And ice fishing.
That too.
I know, right? It's getting rave reviews, and it's Jeff recommended, and we're going to be chatting with playwright Paul Kruse in the second hour. And Chicago Repertory Ballet's mission is to bring storytelling and choreographic innovation to the stage while inspiring audiences and challenging preconceived notions of the art form. Their spring series program offers 2 world premieres and a revisitation of founding artistic director Wade Schaaf's The Rite of Spring. We're going to chat with Wade. I hope it's Schaaf.
Schaaf?
There are 2 A's.
Yeah.
Schaaf. Wade Schaaf. Later in the show. And, of course, we would love to hear from you. So give us a call at 773-763-9278. The number again is 773-763-9278. And if you don't feel like chatting with us, if you're feeling a little shy, you don't want to be on the radios, you can always text us at the very same number. That's 773-763-9278. And, of course, you can listen out Chicago Live Sundays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central on 8:20 a.m. on TuneIn from heartlandsignal.com, or watch the live video stream on the WCPT Facebook page or the Heartland Signal YouTube page. And just a reminder, today's show is live on Facebook, and we're reading your comments. So please leave your thoughts as well as like and share the page. You can find it at facebook.com/WCPT820. How you doing?
I'm doing
there, my friend.
Pretty well. I had a wonderful 2 weeks in New Orleans, as I always do. You know, it rained. It was soggy a couple of days. They cut the festival short. They cut all the local acts out.
Really? Because was that rainy?
Yeah, I think, Scott, in the day and age in which we live, that people are more and more cautious about litigation than ever. I mean, I've been to this festival 100%. For 38 years, and we have been out there in rain that was up to people's knees, and they didn't call it. But now they ended it at 3:30.
What?
It's supposed to end at 7.
What?
And they canceled people like Ricky Lee Jones because she lives in town. Oh. So they canceled the local acts. My thinking is that they pay a lot of money to get the out-of-town acts in, and they'll have to rebook them, and they have to pay them anyway.
Right.
It's a lot easier to rebook the local acts. So that was a little disappointing.
Oh, my God. Ricky Lee Jones, look.
I love Ricky Lee.
So does Jerry and my good friend Cecilia Shira Griffin.
We have the similar taste, Jerry and I, musically, yes.
Love Ricky Lee.
I do too, but she lives in New Orleans, so she's considered a local, so they can't. They moved.
Did she move to an indoor venue then?
No, they just gone, done. Yeah. And then Buckwheat Zydeco Jr., who is from Lafayette.
Right.
I was hoping to play
with them, right?
They got nixed as well. But speaking of nixed, there were highlights like Stevie Nicks.
Come on now, Stevie.
You know what's so cool, Scott? That when Dreams hit that commercial a year or two ago.
It was a TikTok thing.
Yeah,
is what it was. Yeah.
I love the young people.
Oh, they're finally
it was mobbed. It was absolutely.
Well,
I've never seen a line to get in. Well, she's played that festival before. I saw her there about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And when she did the tour that brought her to Ravinia and other places, but the line was like I have never seen in my 38 years to get in, and it was all about Stevie, which. I was sad to be in line, but happy that she's so beloved to see a woman of a certain age get the kind and of all ages. And, say what you will about big crowds. I know people don't love big crowds.
I can't do them.
But when you're sitting there and you are singing along with 100,000 people in these days of all the crap we're going through, all the misery, all the BS, and you're singing Eagles songs and you're singing Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac songs, all is well with the world for those moments.
I get that. I get that.
You talk about community. There's a community there that you just can't imagine when you're all just euphoric over being together and singing songs that are so meaningful to people.
100%. So I think I was naysaying a little too early because I agree with you. I cannot look. As I've gotten older, large crowds really do freak me out.
A lot of people.
I'm just like, nah. I mean, just because it's like, there's just too many people. Why are you touching me? Well, like, I don't like it. Unless it's going to like a show.
March or,
even March is kind of like, that's still, but I mean, we're all still there for a single purpose.
Yeah.
I think what it is, it's like when you are there for the same purpose, like to see Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
I can do it.
Yes.
It's just like if you go to a street fair and everybody's there's just energy going. We're not all there for the same purpose.
No, correct.
And that's what gets me.
It was beautiful.
But if we're there, to have those moments when you're like you said, to like a whole group.
100,000 plus singing along, and you're just like, this is what's good in the world right now. So that was a really.
Actually, I think 100,000 people might be too much for me.
I got a spot. I always.
Of course you do.
I go and like. Kathy's like, just follow me.
Just follow me.
We act like we knew where we were going.
Right.
And then when I saw a little spot of open grass, we were home. This was our spot. And what happened at Stevie was, I said, do you mind if we sit here? She goes, who's we? I said, my wife and I. She goes, we're a couple. And the other girls next to them, well, we're a couple too. They didn't know they were sitting next to two other lesbians.
Some lesbians.
So they go, come on.
Girl, you were almost a softball team.
We were. We were six of us.
You were the infield.
We were almost there.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of, and then you're there for a common cause. It's just it's great. And we discovered a new band I wanted to mention, a big buzz about a band called Sally Baby's Silver Dollars. Sally Baby's Silver Dollars.
All right.
It's fronted by a man named Salvador Sal Jalasa. He's gender bending. He's fluid.
Okay.
The band is so, you'd love this band.
What's the vibe?
The vibe is, it's kind of a blending of Creole jazz and funk and soul and R&B.
Okay.
And it's kind of old timey, yet it's very, like he wears dresses sometimes and skirts, and he wears makeup sometimes. He's a handsome guy, and he played at a benefit that we were at during the week, and Kathy was inside. I happened to be outside, and I go, can we do a picture? And I was hugging him, and I said, my wife's going to be so jealous she has a crush on you. And he had a biggest smile on his face. But that was a great discovery. You discover new bands. You see
What's the name of the band again?
It's called Sally Baby's Silver Dollars.
Sally Baby's
Check them out. I think, I don't know how huge they're going to get, but right now there's a huge buzz on them in the New Orleans area. So
Are they a local band?
Yeah, they're local. They're a local New Orleans band. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you heard it here first, everybody.
Had a great time and came home and did not waste time. We got home I got home late Tuesday night and promptly went to see Second City. Pandemonium, please hold. It was the 114th main stage review. And one of the reasons I made sure that I wanted to get to the opening night was because a friend of the show, Kat McDonald, who I actually met throughout Chicago. She came on a few years ago and was one of the special guest hosts for the Pride Parade broadcast that I was doing. And this cast and this show is fantastic. I mean, fantastic. Bill Letts is a veteran. He's been here, been on the main stage before, but everybody else was new to the main stage. Kat had her main stage debut, and Chris Jones called her out as one of the standout performances.
Amazing.
Chris Jones from the Tribune. And I called her, I texted her and said, did you see your reviews? And she goes, no, I'm staying away from reviews. At which point I picked up the phone. We were in the car, called her and read the review to her. Kat and I were all in like tears of joy.
I love it.
Because she did such a great job. She wrote a wonderful song she played on piano about a dad and her daughter. You know, what do I want to be when I grow up? And she uses all the buzzwords of corporate America into a song about, you know, profits, you know, just all the buzzwords that people that are in jobs like that are dealing with, synergy. And it just struck a chord with so many people. But anyway, I'm so proud of Kat.
Isn't it
so happy
wonderful
for her.
to go? Like, I love going to Second City.
Yeah.
But when you get to sit in the audience and clearly there is somebody who's just like, it's very much an ensemble show, but every once in a while there's always like, there's somebody who just kind of pops out.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the 90s watching Stephanie Weir.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
I don't know her.
Here's the thing. She she was on Mad TV for a little bit. She's on Veep. I
probably recognize
She
her.
looks kind of like Willem Dafoe. Is her description of it. I remember it from her bio. from her bio back in there. But I just remember like sitting there watching her and being like, and it's effortless, and you're just like, who are you?
I know.
And just watching them really shine. It's so very, very exciting. And I'm so glad that it's our friend Kat doing that.
So happy and proud of her. And I got to stay for the week. Kathy and I were there and we saw her. We were kind of part of the post-party thing where I've never been a part of that, where they're toasting and calling everybody out and champagne toasting. We were just happy to be there. So go check it out. Pandemonium, Please Hold. You're going to love it. The political jokes are there, but they're subtle. So I think it's perfect. I think the way they've written the show is absolutely perfect. And then
right on.
Friday night, a show that's been kicking around for a bunch of years.
Forever.
Always Patsy Cline, American Blues Theater, great space. Really, the singer, you know, this song is just basically a jukebox kind of Patsy Cline musical. But Liz Chittister, I think her name is pronounced, Liz Chittister. She moved to New York and she's back in Chicago as Patsy Cline. Phenomenal.
Didn't Harmony France direct that?
Yes. Harmony was the director, and Molly Hernandez played Louise. It's a story of a fan who meets Patsy Cline. That's kind of, there's a little bit of a storyline that goes along.
There's a little bit of a plot
a little
to the
bit.
show.
It's very little. But it's very enjoyable. You know, let's escape. Let's go. Let's enjoy the music of Patsy Cline. So that's playing at American Blues Theater until June 7th. It's really fun. Go check it out. The talent, you know, there's so many shows going on simultaneously in this town.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just where do you know, what do you pick? But
spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. But I'm very, very thrilled that for Kat, I'm happy for American Blues Theater and all the great theaters that are just turning it out here in the spring season. It's just nonstop right now. It's pretty cray. So that's, I'm back. I'm back in the saddle. Came back home and had dental surgery promptly.
Which is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, my cheek is like a half chipmunk, but I can talk and
You can talk, yeah.
I'm fine, yeah.
I've had a lot of dental work
I
done.
know you can relate.
It's awful.
Yeah, and then I was trying to keep
I know you had some stitches. Did they have to put that goo on you?
No, just stitches. I have stitches in there.
That goo.
I don't know about the goo.
Ugh, they do this it's this goo that they put over your stitches. Like, I guess because I had to have them down in the front.
Yeah.
So it's like a barrier.
Oh yeah.
And it's the worst.
Taste.
Oh God, it's awful. It's like somebody shoved silly putty in your face, and you're like just kind of like spitting it out. It's gross.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm coming home to dental surgery, but then I'm like, there's so many worse things in the world.
There's so many worse things. And
I'm so lucky
dental health is huge because it affects everything in your body.
Yes.
So if you had a little something going on and it got gross, no.
It can go right to your heart. It can
do everything. Yeah.
Bad things. So I'm on antibiotics. I'm on all that stuff, Advil. But I'm fine. I'm glad to be back. How was your couple of weeks since I've been gone?
Girl, it's just been crazy. Busy week at the snack factory. I'm in the flower department. Last Sunday, actually, when I got done with the show and I went in to go work at the snack factory, I was caressed by a lady customer. I did not want it. No, it was awful.
Why did she caress?
I don't
Where did she
know.
caress?
I was just bending over to put plants down on the bottom shelf, and all of a sudden I feel these fingers going up slowly up my back, and I'm like, okay, and I kind of look up thinking there are maybe two people that I work with that would
well enough to do that.
Would do that. And there was this lady.
Yeah.
And I just looked at her and went, I don't know you.
And what if she was trying to get your attention, ask you where something was?
I think she was drunk. And then she just went, and walked over to the line.
So cute. She couldn't resist.
Well, girl, an unsolicited caress.
I don't like to be
can
touched
only
either by
imagine.
strangers.
I know. I'm like, I don't know you. Keep your hands to yourself. It was so weird.
Did she?
No, she just kind of wandered off, and I'm like, wait,
she just couldn't help herself when she saw you bending over.
I guess. But then
Okay.
she didn't grab my butt. She just traced my back. It was very.
And left. Traced
No, she walked over to the line section, and then I'm
Had another bottle.
I'm going,
Have another
what
drink.
just happened?
Have
and the
another
guy
bottle.
that she was with was like, come on. I'm like, what? I literally, it was so bizarre and so weird. And I know this happens to women all the time. But this is the second time that I've been
they just can't help themselves.
accosted by lady customers
Not good.
from behind. It's so
Public
weird.
service announcement.
Keep
Don't
your
touch
hands-
people you don't know without their permission.
Keep your hands to yourself. It is just very strange and not good.
The world of being in, working with the public. You never know what you're going to get.
I know, and it exhausts me. It really I think that's part of the reasons why I have moments in crowds. It's because you are inundated by humanity all the time. So fortunately, I was able to kind of revamp and replug this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, which is the unofficial start of planting season.
It is.
And so last week I put together a new patio set all by myself. This week, cleaned off the patio. I'm so sore. My body hurts so much. Cleaned up the patio because we're the vortex.
For the neighborhood, yeah.
No, for our courtyard.
Yeah.
Everything collects over there. So it was eons of ancient leaves pulling in and mud from the leaf blower guys that come in. It's weird. Anyway, but I got to spend all
spring cleaning. That's what it's all about.
I spent my weekend outside and I repotted a tree.
Oh,
by myself.
My goodness.
Give me a softball
it's a tree in a pot.
Yeah, a giant arborvitae kind of thing. It's been we had it in this one pot for 10 years. I'm like, that thing is mad, or it's hung out long enough.
Pot.
Let's just go ahead and make it. So I did that.
Good.
Trimmed it up.
We cleaned our patio and put it together yesterday too.
Got some plants out. It's still a work in progress.
No plants yet. I've been burned by the weather.
I am being wildly optimistic.
I know. Have your flowers lasted?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they're awesome.
Good.
They're doing great.
Okay,
so I'm
maybe we'll get started.
I'm doing a little thing. We've got a controversial rug.
Controversial? Why?
Because I love it and Jerry doesn't.
Okay. You didn't pick it out together?
No.
Okay.
No.
I have to pick look at Kathy and I have, this is what I've learned after 31 years together. Honey, what do you think?
Oh, I do that. I did that.
Yeah.
I've done that many times. I bought some new patio furniture. What do you think? Well, you're just going to do what you're going to do. I'm like, well, I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah,
I'm asking for your
okay.
opinion.
Yeah. If they're not going to give an opinion, then they
we were
lose
out
their...
and about and we saw this rug. I'm like, I love these. It's like, well, that's fun. I'm like, all right. I'm like,
sounds like
and I kept saying, I really like that rug. I think I'm going to get that rug. And then I got that rug. And then he was like, I don't like it.
Oh.
Well, whatever.
Oh, well, it's there now.
Whatever. The rug's staying.
It's there now.
So, yeah. So, I encourage everybody, if you can, to get outside.
Get outside.
Get outside, because we're finally warming up. It's a beautiful day today.
Blue skies.
Beautiful day that's going
temperatures. Sweetie's on the way to visiting. She's listening right now in the car on the way to Tennessee.
You say, oh,
to spend
Sweetie,
Mother's
we're going to talk about Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to talk about.
There's
Tennessee, that was
sad.
Awful.
Heartbreaking.
But, we really need to take a break.
Okay, let's take a break.
Let's take a
we
break.
Just had so much to share.
We're just catching up. It's been 2 weeks.
Up.
So, hey. But this part of Out Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are purchasing a new home, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Kim, a single mom and longtime renter, called David after reading several of his over 700 5-star Google reviews to get pre-qualified to purchase her first home. Now, David answered Kim's questions, supplied her realtor with numerous pre-approval letters until she located and purchased the perfect home for her and her 6-year-old daughter, Sophia. Let's review. Kim contacted David to secure a mortgage on her first home, and David helped her secure a low-interest mortgage with only 5% down. If you are purchasing a home and would like the same outstanding service and low interest rate as Kim received, call Team Hochberg now, 855-563-2843, or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg helped Kim and thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843, or visit the website you know and love, 56david.com. Atlantic Coast Mortgage, Equalizing Lender, NMLS 643114. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Hey, this is Mark Patton, and I'm from Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're listening to Out Chicago.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, reunited, and it feels so good. Hey, and this week on Choose Views, Richard Choose guests include political commentator Cliff Schechter, legal journalist Adam Classfield, former chief medical officer of the CDC, Dr. Deborah Howry, candidates for Congress Jordan Wood and Dr. Chris Jones, U.S. Senate candidates Haley Stevens and Amy McGrath, and candidate for Illinois Lieutenant Governor Christian Mitchell. That is Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Girl, this week, again, it's just kind of like, it does feel like so much deja vu of just like spin the wheel. And how bad are these people at their jobs? This administration is so bad at what they do. It's crazy. And it's just, I don't understand how things can be so bad right now.
It's really exposing our...
and still folks are like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
This is my guy.
That's the part, Scott, that every day I'm like, how can people still support this?
I mean, it's just bananas.
How can they? I mean, and every day I wake up, I'm still, how did he end up here? This charlatan, carnival barking, lying pedophile. How did he end up as the leader of the free world?
Don't forget, like, golden calf now.
Oh, yeah.
The
statue.
Like,
I mean, this is typical authoritarian behavior. These naming things, my picture on the passports, my gold statues, my art.
That passport thing is annoying because I have to get my passport
does Kathy.
renewed.
She doesn't
and I'm
want
like,
to, she's in the same boat. She's like, I don't want to get it renewed because of this.
Because of that. I'm like, ugh. Ugh. He's slapping his face all over everything in Washington, D.C. You know things are not good when you got to hang up signs that are thanking yourself for all the beautification that you're doing. You know, this stupid ballroom. This stupid ballroom
is I am so livid
stupid
about this stupid ballroom. Don't worry. It's not going to be paid. It's going to be donations. It's going to be paid by corporate
but even
donations.
then, like with that.
But still, the fact that he was able to demolish it without getting any kind of permission or consideration from the, this is our house, not your house, dude.
Yeah.
You're living there temporarily.
Yeah.
It's our house.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's disgusting. I think things like that have been the beginning of eroding his popularity among some of his people. Obviously not all of his people, but the Republicans who are now trying to pass a bill that is going to be $1 billion or whatever the H it is to build this ballroom, because now they're using the excuse of the security that he needs.
We did talk about this before, but it's like, because you know what?
Come on, people.
Well, it's because you don't realize, Ellen Miller, that guns don't work in ballrooms.
Oh no!
That's what happens. They just get they
magically
become
don't
neutralized. They don't work and everything. It's just so.
I mean, he's cutting people's funding, their health care, their assistance where they need it for food, everything, and yet he wants to spend $1 billion between the war and the ballroom. When are people going to wake up?
The $1 billion isn't for the war at all.
No, I mean, I'm saying for the separate money.
You're going to have to up that.
The separate money for the war and the $1 billion for the ballroom.
Yeah.
It's like, when are people going to wake up in this country and realize what is going on here?
Girl, well, the Democrats, what they need to be doing is showing exactly what we can be doing with that money that he's asking for a ballroom that people are going to use 12 days a year. They need to show what they can do with the money that is going to fund this war, which isn't a war, which is a war, which hasn't been 60 days, but it has been 60 days. You know, what they should be doing is out there being like, with the money that we are doing, instead of you are now having to pay. I was driving in here looking at gas prices. Girl, there was $6 on some signs as I was like driving by. I'm like, oh man. This is a lot, you know, so they should be showing like this amount of money could go and pay for healthcare. This amount of money could go and pay for free lunches for school kids in the entire country.
Yes.
You know, that's
so much good could be done with this money. It's a crime. But boy, the Democrats have a lot of material to come up with campaign, commercials. I like to see them start now, but just so they can pressure their Republican legislators to vote no on these things. Even though I'm sure they're waiting for the money.
But now even the will of the people doesn't seem to be mattering anybody. Like, look at Virginia. Virginia, they went and they voted. Yes, they know that it was they were voting to do a mid-year, like before a census year, redistricting, much like California did.
Yes.
And the people spoke and they said, yes, we want to redistrict, redraw the lines of the districts in Virginia. And then the Virginia Supreme Court says that's not constitutional to our thing. And they just struck it down, which is like, but wait, the people spoke. The people came out to vote for this. The people said, this is what we, the people, want to do.
That's called a democracy last I checked.
It is called a democracy thing. The same shenanigans are happening in Tennessee. Tennessee is screwed.
Oh, it's
Tennessee
horrible.
is trying to be they are in a fight with Texas to see who could be the biggest D-bags on the planet. There are no there are no blue districts anymore in Tennessee. They gerrymandered and redid everything that the one true blue, Memphis is now incorporating all of these rural areas that are going to be voted out, that outvote them, just of sheer numbers with population.
If they show up.
Well, they're going to because apparently everybody's turning trans. That's why. That's why. That's what's going on. They're still holding on to this weird sort of thing. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating that they are not even listening to what we are saying, to what we, the people who you're working for.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck? And then we got that boat full of hantavirus. And I'm like, they're all trying to be like, it's not going to be like the last time. It's not going to be like the last time. It's like, okay. They're just embarking right now.
I know. And they're taking the Americans to another place. And that's got to be, I know. The news, thank goodness for 2 weeks, I tried to limit my exposure just to give me a break.
Oh, it's always good.
But we're all talking to people all the time because, you see the headlines flash across your screen and, you kind of want to know what's going on. But I heard somebody on one of the news shows this morning say, You have a right to vote. You just don't have a right to vote for. Doesn't mean your person is going to win. You don't have the right to vote for the person that's going to win. Explaining why the gerrymandering is okay.
But no, but what they're doing is with all the gerrymandering, and that's, we touched briefly on it last week, but like that's what's going to be happening. The public is no longer choosing their candidate. Like the voters aren't choosing the candidate. The candidate's choosing the voters.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and that is what's happening. And so many people are going to be cut out from this conversation because of this.
It's blatant racism too. It's blatant.
Yeah, there I am. Hey, let's go to the phones. We got a caller. Let's talk to Helen from Huntley. Welcome. You're on Out Chicago.
Hi.
Hi, Helen.
Am I on?
You sure are.
Yes, you are.
Hello.
I couldn't hear. Anyway, I just have a comment. For all the protection we can give the president, what happens when all the information disappears, like the latest murdering attempt? What's happened with that? Have we heard anything about it lately?
I have not heard much things. I know, like, here's the tricky thing. Helen, thank you so much for calling in, by the way. There's also been a lot of videos coming out, like, looking at the would-be assassin going through. Everything looks fishy. Everything, like, I hate that we are in.
I know. I can't believe anything.
We can't believe anything
really
anymore
sad.
because they lie. They have lied continuously throughout this administration, and and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but they're kind of making me a conspiracy theorist. Every time his numbers plummet, there's an attempt on his life, so-called, quote unquote. You know, like that's part of the stuff that's been going on. It's so weird. Like, and the weird distractions, like every time things start going down, hey, let's release the UFO files.
Oh, I know. It's
nobody. What? What are you talking about? Like, this is also the same week where you have somebody from, what's his name? It's Kevin somebody. Kevin Hassett from the National Economic Council director, who was like on Fox News earlier this week talking about like, oh my gosh, you guys, the economy is doing great. Consumers are going off the rails with credit cards.
Credit cards have never been higher. Spending on credit cards. It's like, are you freaking nuts, dude?
It's like, yeah, you're right.
They can't afford to pay for anything, so they're putting it on credit cards.
Yes.
What don't you understand
What don't you get about this? And that's what drives me kooky pants. But like, what don't these voters think? Like, how are they still like, this is my guy when I'm paying $5 to $6 at the pump, when it costs me $10 to buy a jar of mayonnaise? True story.
Wow.
It was a good-sized jar.
Was it Duke's?
And it was Duke's, and I will spend the $10 for Duke's mayonnaise. But still,
I know.
Like, that's the thing that's just like, it's mind-boggling. Like, I don't know how everybody's quality of life is right now. I mean, I know the top 1%, they're going great. Again, K-shaped economy. That means the people who are with money are doing real great, and the people who are not, where everybody's going down. It stinks. It stinks and it smells of something rotten. We didn't even get to talk about all the gay stuff that's going on there with the Department of Justice trying to create a whole little, trying to get the medical records of trans youth.
Yeah, to what end?
For what?
To what end?
To create an unofficial registry of trans people and their families and the doctors that provide that health care. And they want to go after them. That's what that is. Plain and simple. But that is why we need joy and inspiration and community, as we were talking about. So we're going to take a break. We're going to have a little joy and have some celebration of community with the director of the founder of the Pinta Pride Project, Carolyn Pinta, who's going to be joining us to talk about the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade that's coming up in about a month. It's 4 weeks. We're getting ready for Pride season. Yeah. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Hi, Hi, my name is Amy Sumter. I'm a comedian as well as She's Crafty, and you are listening to Out Chicago.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along on this Mother of the Mother's Day. And hey, Monday on Live Local and Progressive, Joan Esposito will talk to Aaron Kleinman, head of research at Heartland Signal and author of the Radio Free American newsletter. Jill Weinbanks, the legal analyst, former general counsel of the U.S. Army, author of The Watergate Girl, co-host of the Sisters-in-Law podcast, and host of Just the Facts with Jill Weinbanks, and Shantae Bolton, president of Columbia College Chicago. She'll talk about Manifest Arts Festival in its 25th anniversary year. That's Live Local Progressive, weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, heartlandsignal.com, and tune in. And we are so happy to have our first guest today because the Pinta Project is gearing up for its 8th annual family-friendly Pride Parade on June 7th. And joining us now is our good friend, Carolyn Pinta. Carolyn, welcome back to the show.
Hello, and I brought a surprise guest with me, my best guy, Bob Pinta.
Hello.
That is Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Sorry, I don't have a screen in front of me, so I don't get to see you.
I do, though.
Ellen
There
does, so
he
she's
is.
staring at the two
look at
of
that.
you.
Look at that handsome
Look.
couple.
You don't get to see how cute you look.
Oh my gosh, I will.
I'm wearing my sash.
Ellen's got her sash
brought my
on
sash
right
today.
now.
Yay!
She brought her sash because,
Yes.
we actually thought you were going to cancel this year's parade because the grand marshals from last year were just so amazing. And,
Well, listen, the thought did cross our minds. It did.
Pretty high bar.
you
Yes.
lie. You are lying liars.
We had so much
so much
fun.
fun.
It was such an honor, and to see all of those. As I've mentioned many times, I grew up in that area, and to see the support from all the people of all ages, kids, older folks, everybody out there waving to us, supporting us, and all the people that were in the BG Pride Parade last year, it just warmed my heart beyond my most, my wildest imagination. I never dreamt we were going to have that kind of an experience. So thank you again for having Scott and me be a part of that.
Well, right back at you. I mean, how much we loved having the WCPT team. That's all we listen to. So, yay.
Thank
It
you.
was an easy decision.
Well,
Thank you.
so much. You guys are the best. So what's in store for this year? I mean, I guess somebody has to be a grand marshal this year,
Okay, it's actually really funny that you're asking me because I just finished addressing. I won't show the address. I just finished addressing. So we went from famous friends like you to homegrown. These two ladies, we call them like our favorite lesbians. Haha, so funny. They are a couple from Mundelein who many years ago started their own group called Mundelein LGBT and Allies. And really they do less of their own kind of events, and they more support other area events. So the second they read about what we were doing 9 years ago, they could not do enough for us, this
Of
lovely
course.
couple.
Oh.
Of course, because
One of them still works.
look, when
One's retired.
when in doubt, ask a lesbian. They will do it. They will help you
That's
out.
right.
They will, like, let me tell you, that is my hand to God. That is the truth. I mean, let's just look at the AIDS crisis right there. Not to bring too serious, but where would we be without lesbians? Nowhere. So I think that's amazing. Come on, homegrown Mundelein.
Listen, I do love me some lesbians. So their names are Chris Woodard and Sue Gaddard. And again, they're they kind of work really well with our mission, which is to highlight, celebrate, and normalize the LGBTQ community, because the way they like to describe themselves to us is they're just like the cute old people next door that go to get their mail like everybody else.
Mhm.
They like slip under the radar and everybody gets to know them and love them. And then they figure out they're actually a lesbian couple. And so they already love them. So they have nothing to say. So anywho, that's who we're having this year.
Well, look, I
Beautiful,
think that visibility is the best thing in the world and what we need right now.
Right.
I remember when I was in college, Big Gala. That's what it was called. The queer group at Northwestern was like the Bisexual Gay and Lesbian Alliance or something like that. They had an event called like there was a big place on campus called The Rock, and that's where people would go and like there'd be a little event or protest or whatever. Like, come see homosexual acts at The Rock from 1 to 3. And people would show up, and it's people who are reading. They are doing their homework.
Not what they were hoping for, I think.
Yeah. But it's just kind of like, but what you're saying, like the everyday activism of just existing. And of course, how wonderful that it's from Mundelein, from your neck of the woods. I love the theme for this year's parade too, the flower power. Let pride bloom. How did you all come up with that, and what can we expect on the 7th when we all are getting ready for the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade?
You want to talk about that?
We just wanted something that like felt good and looked pretty, and everybody with flowers and tie-dye, and that theme throughout, I think, will be really pretty and engaging and easy to do. That's another one, is like, if you make some complicated theme that nobody can really engage in, then it doesn't look communal, where everybody can buy some flowers or have some tie-dye or whatever it is, and it just kind of connects with the theme.
I also really wanted something that in a way could have to do with peace, considering, I mean, there's nothing going on in our world right now.
Not at all.
Yeah,
No.
there is, unfortunately, that can become political and upsetting to some people, which is so sad. If you made it like love and peace, that they have to make it about what side you might be on what war, you know? So we wanted to incorporate that theme without smacking you in the face with it.
Smart. Good idea.
Some subtlety, right?
There you go.
Yeah, there's that educator in you that's just coming right on out, right there. So, what has been the community response this year? I mean, Howard, I know you're looking for sponsors. You've got like how many people are folks still signing up to be a participant in the parade?
We have a very small number of spots open still. So if anybody jumps on board, we can take about 10 more entries.
Okay.
Which is pretty typical around this time of year. So grateful. The parade is fully funded. We have come up with all of the sponsorships, so that has been great.
Good.
And I'm really hoping for a rinse and repeat. We've gotten, lucky with, I'm not going to say the SUN word out loud.
Right. No. Keep that inside. Keep that inside.
Hopeful for that.
There we are, yes.
As we all know, oh my gosh, this is more, we say this every flipping year, but it's true. More important than ever.
Yes.
More important than ever. When are we going to get to stop saying that?
Yeah, less important than ever.
I know, girl. I don't know.
Not for the foreseeable future.
I know. But let me tell you, it is something truly, it is a sight to behold. As Ellen was saying, to be out in the suburbs, there were so many people.
I was shocked. I was blown away.
The folks that you have like participating in it, the people that come out to support the parade, like I was tired. I had to walk a little further than I was hoping to find like where we were. Because on the way, it was like, look at all these people. Look at these bands. Look at this like flag corps over here. Look at these organizations. Look at these regular folks. It is so heartwarming. Again, I think this theme is so great, like flower power. There is something about, bringing people together and to celebrate things blooming and people being in love and people being proud. Like it really is something special.
And seeing the kids, which to me, the kids are the future, as you know, and seeing so many kids sporting signs and shirts that were supportive to the community, that's what really got to me. And I'm thinking, thank goodness you guys are out there doing this in the suburbs where sometimes over the years it wasn't as inclusive and diverse as it needed to be. And when you see these kids out there supporting this parade, it just gives you so much hope and joy.
I remember a couple years ago, my brother came to visit, and he's 10 years older than I am. He went to Pride. He's gay. Sorry, that's important.
Okay. Yeah.
He went to the Pride Parade in the city in the late 80s and early 90s. So that was when it was not family friendly. And he came to ours a couple of years ago, and that was the thing he said. He's like, I'm standing next to 5-year-olds, and everything that he saw was totally appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
It was just rainbows and smiles and drag queens and everybody's just okay. And he's like, it was amazing and uncomfortable for him to be at a pride parade that was just okay for everyone to be at.
I wasn't used to seeing that for sure.
I love it. You know, you have two huge fans in the Pinta Pride Project and in the whole Pinta family right here in Out Chicago. Unfortunately, we have to end this real quick because we are up against the thing, but make sure that
go.
Well, you go, because you got 4 weeks. June 7th is when it's going to be happening.
7th, 11 to 2.
11, yeah. And then I'm sure there's going to be some fun little things happening after the parade where the parade ends.
Absolutely. There'll be a picnic. The Park District is doing their whole festival again. So plenty to do if you get there at 10, there's plenty to do. Between 10 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll be rocking it out here in Buffalo Grove.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go. And if you want to find out more information, go to buffalogrovepride.com. Carolyn and Bob Pinta, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all that you do. And Carolyn, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Carolyn.
Happy Mother's Day.
Ellen and Scott, love you both so much.
We love you
Happy
too.
Pride.
We love you.
Soon.
It's coming up.
Thanks for your great work.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
All righty.
Thank you.
We've got to take a quick break. When we get back, it is the second hour of Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
Welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, rolling along on a beautiful Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there and to all the mothers. You know, mother, you got to do better. That mother.
Not our kind of mother.
No.
The bad kind of mother.
Bad kind of mother. And not even the good kind of bad.
The worst kind
like
of bad.
Like that Huey Lewis song. Sometimes cool is the rule, but sometimes bad is bad.
Exactly.
Does that make you cool, quoting Huey Lewis? I don't think it does.
If you're Jimmy Kimmel, it does. Jimmy Kimmel's favorite is Huey Lewis. And we love Jimmy Kimmel, so everything is cool.
And we love Jimmy Kimmel. There we are. And thank you for joining us for this hour of Out Chicago. A little bit later on this hour, we're going to be chatting with the founding artistic director of Chicago Repertory Ballet, Wade Schaaf. And right now, I'm very, very excited. Because Chicago's theater scene is just mwah, mwah. Chef's Kiss and Shattered Globe is wrapping up their season with the world premiere of Paul Kruse's Eelpout! Exclamation point. It's the hilarious and surreal fantasia on Midwestern masculinity that you've all been waiting for, and it involves ice fishing. It's getting rave reviews and is Jeff recommended, and joining us right now is none other than playwright Paul Kruse. Paul, welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me here. Hi.
Hello, and welcome. Thank you. Congratulations. The reviews are like chef's kiss, amazing. How has it been going for you?
It's been really amazing. And I'm funnily enough talking to you from Minneapolis right now. I recently got back home after getting to be in Chicago for the whole rehearsal process. And you are 100% right about the Chicago theater community. It's wonderful.
It's pretty. Have you worked in Chicago before?
Not as a theater artist. I lived there in my 20s before I knew this is what I was going to do. And it's been wild to kind of come back around and see the city in a whole new way.
I love it. Well, Minneapolis has got a really great theater scene too. I'm just saying that because I was up there.
We really do. We do.
You really, yeah. And you got the Gailey Show. Jim Pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Come on. We love those guys. Are you kidding me? Sorry, Paul. I'm like, we're just talking about Minneapolis and everything as opposed to like your incredible play. So what is the origin? Because tell people a little bit about the show and how did you come up with this little nugget of an idea?
Totally. So the show, the first draft I wrote back in 2019, and it is fully in homage to a Canadian TV show called Letterkenny, created by a person named Jared Kiso. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's hilarious and strange. And
Like
I just
Canadian humor. Yes. Hilarious and strange.
Humor.
Yes.
Exactly.
The kids in the hall.
The kids, exactly. It's that same kind of, oh my gosh, so you know. But I wanted to basically make a gayer version of that show. And as I was writing, the other thing that emerged is I grew up in the upper Midwest in Western Wisconsin, and a lot of my time growing up was in Minnesota. And we just have a real particular way of talking and a real particular way of laughing. And the play is very much shot through with the part of the world that made me who I am. It's if anyone's familiar with Ole and Lena jokes, it's like an extended Ole and Lena joke, is what I said.
So Eelpout, it's one of the most unusual titles of a play that I've heard this season. How did that become the center of the show?
Yeah, so that word, that eelpout is the name of a kind of fish that's a bottom feeder. It swims on lakes here in Minnesota. And I grew up, there was a story about my mom having caught an eelpout on Lake Mille Lacs, and my grandma Orina just took one look at it and said, "Ugh, gross, throw it back. It's an eelpout." And it's just the strangest looking fish, but they're delicious. People love to eat them. And then the other thing that got me fascinated is how they reproduce.
Okay.
So essentially in the depths of winter, groups of eelpout will come together and form a knot of fish swimming against each other on the bottom of the lake, basically a fish orgy.
Okay.
And then
sorry. Wow.
And then,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm waiting with bated breath. And then,
fish orgy.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be censored for that.
Not at all.
Yeah. It's just biology, and then they release millions of eggs and sperm into the water that become little baby eelpouts that grow up and do it all over again.
wow.
That, for some reason, I'm glad we had a fish orgy, because I was thinking of a giant rat ball. You know, when they all kind of in the sewers
like
and they become a giant rat king. You know, but that's Christmas time. That's Nutcracker territory. There.
No, this is Mother's Day. It's time for fish.
But, oh my God! Just to you telling that story, it sounds like one of the most like upper Midwestern experiences ever. Just like, oh no, because what was your grandma's name?
Grandma. Well, it would be my great grandma. So great grandma Orina.
Remember, you see, I'm just kind of like, all right, no, get it out there. Like, I mean, just so wonderful. So the whole thing takes place, if I'm correctly, it's starting around ice fishing.
Exactly.
And
so it's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna. Yeah, it takes place inside of an ice house, and it's 3 men who are at a bachelor party: Ole Olsen, Sven Svensson, and Lars Larson.
Of course, those are their names. Yes.
And we're learning that the relationships between all 3 of them are more complicated than any of them are able to tackle. Specifically, Sven Svensson is dealing with a lot of things that I dealt with when I was a younger man. And that includes understanding his queerness, that includes understanding what might be beyond his queerness. And the play explores a lot of that too, hopefully in a very funny way.
And was ice fishing something near and dear to your heart growing up?
Yeah, resentfully. It really...
Just, yeah. Young gay man, young gay boy, ice fishing, yes.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So that was just a pleasant, again, but how wonderfully upper Midwestern, like reluctantly, yes, but still very pleasant. Like I hated it, but it was all
okay.
reluctant. So were you forced to go ice fishing frequently?
I was. I'm one of 4 boys. And
okay.
All of my brothers, who I love dearly, one of them is my downstairs neighbor right now. They all are much more outdoorsy and more rugged than I am, believe it or not. And so they, I think, were more enjoying ice fishing than I was. But essentially, you're out on the middle of a lake in the cold, just waiting, is what most of that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then of course, you have an eelpout just pop up for you, So
and drinking, I should say, most
and
of it's
drinking. Yes. I guess I don't know. Like, I mean, back in the 90s, I guess we called it gender blind casting, but I guess we don't call that. I mean, do we call that anymore? But let's just say, like, what was your process in constructing the show? Because the actors aren't necessarily all biological males. They're not all cis males that are in the show.
Yeah, I would say actually, I think there's only one person who is a cis man in the show at all.
Oh,
But my and just a shout out to Jeremy Oringer, who's the director, who was a fabulous collaborator. I'm so excited to have the chance to work with him. And he was very much why the play was happening at all and at Shattered Globe. He has a long relationship with Sandy Shinner and the folks at Shattered Globe, to whom I'm very grateful.
mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, when we entered casting, I have the feeling that actors should work, and I love the idea that I can write work that is available for actors of many different experiences to be a part of. And so the thing that I say in the script note is, this play is for anyone who wants to embody or ridicule or play inside of masculinity. And I think that is a gift maybe that masculinity owes the world, is just to be available to play around in.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we landed on casting folks of all different kinds of experiences in these roles. And they've had an impact on the play in a really beautiful way.
Yeah. So talk about that, because I mean, how wonderful that you have this world premiere with a storied company like Shattered Globe. I mean, they've been around for decades. What was the rehearsal process like? Was the script continually changing, or because you were here in town for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started with a script that was pretty settled. But what was really awesome was being in the rehearsal room that long meant that we had the opportunity to work and rework jokes, which I don't normally get a chance to do with other people listening. Normally it's just me alone trying to imagine what's funny. So having a group of really brilliant collaborators, actors, designers, the stage management team was an amazing resource, was great. And so I got to do things like write 5 different versions of a joke and see which one was funniest. And so it went through a lot of fine tuning during our rehearsal process.
But that's so great. I mean, that's the best part about the rehearsal process, is to be in the room, especially when you're working on a world premiere like Eelpout that's playing at Shattered Globe right now, that you're able to just. The one thing about Chicago theater, which I'm sure you experience, is the fact that it is about the ensemble ethic and it's about collaboration, and we're all telling this story. And there's something so magical about being in that rehearsal room, especially when you have the resource of your creative mind, and then you have these other creative artists who are like, oh, I didn't even think that they could do that way. So let's, like you said, fine tune. What a luxury it is at times, because that doesn't always happen.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it doesn't always happen with collaborators who are this kind and generous.
Yeah.
I feel like is a really, what a gift. I feel very, very grateful right now.
So the play explores, queerness in a setting that is often associated
not queer
with traditional masculinity and emotional repression. Have you gotten reactions from people in the audience that are saying, wow, I'm relating to that in a way I never thought I could?
Yeah, I think it is connecting with people who grew up not in an urban setting like I did. And as you both know, we are everywhere, and we've always been everywhere.
Yes.
And so I am really interested in thinking about hearing stories of queer people who live outside of cities. I know, growing up when I was born in the mid 80s and grew up, came to myself in the late 90s, early aughts. And the stories available during that time period and earlier of being queer, and really it was being gay and lesbian at that time.
Yeah.
Was you would come out, it would be painful. You'd move to a city, somehow you'd become wealthy, and that's how you would find happiness.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, just that's not real. It's no one's life.
Right.
Or maybe it's some people's life. Maybe they're on sitcoms. But what I've found a lot of healing in is learning how to be queer where I grew up and meeting people who have also made that choice. And that's not even to say anything about the indigenous queer folks who have been here and are here, forever. So that's I was thinking a lot of that as writing this play, and I hope it's helpful to people.
Did you do any research of that? Because I know there are a lot of projects of people collecting stories from rural areas of members of the LGBTQ community and what that experience like. Did you do any of that research, or was this all kind of I remember this. Was it more personal for you?
It was both. It was both. There's, I have it behind me somewhere, but there's a book that I looked a lot into, or I drew a lot from, called Queer Minneapolis, or I think Queer Twin Cities. And it's from the Treader Archives. There's a big queer archive at the University of Minnesota here that's been really important. And then also a shout out to a podcast called Country Queers, which beautiful podcast. I'm trying to remember the name of the person who created it. Oh, Ray Geringer. I hope I'm saying that name right. But they, they created this beautiful podcast interviewing queer folks, mostly in the South and Southwest, I think, who live outside of major cities and in Appalachia. But yeah, no, I stand on the brilliant research of a lot of other people who have talked about this much better than I have.
Well, that's to be debated, because Eelpout again, exclamation point is doing, it's getting, like I said, rave reviews. It is Jeff recommended. It's running through May 30th at Theater Wit. When people go see it, what do you hope? What sort of conversations do you want them to have on the way home?
My main desire is that they have a really great time. I really do. I love a play that challenges you. I love a play that kind of can heal wounds or open wounds that need to be opened. But this play, I think, should be a really fun time. Is my goal.
All righty.
And then on the way home, I don't know. My dream would be maybe someone can think about a part of their life that has yet to be explored, whether it's falling in love with a fish, or, admitting feelings that you have been running from. That would be wonderful too.
Those are lofty goals. Especially lofty goals, especially the fish love. Now we're back to the fish orgy again, Paul.
Well, can I give you this
fish orgy?
I'm never going to get that out of my mind.
Well, I have a spoiler for you. There is a fish orgy in the show. That is
goodness
a dream. It's a dream ballet.
Of course it is.
Like the Music Man.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That might be the gayest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. We've got a fish orgy dream ballet.
Yes, doesn't happen
This
often,
is my kind of show.
This is the place to see it.
There we go. Do not miss Shatter Globe's production of the world premiere of Eelpout! Exclamation point, with its fish orgy dream ballet. It's by playwright Paul Kruse. It's running through May 30th at Theater Wit. For tickets, go to sgtheater.org, and that's theater with an R-E because they are fancy that way. Paul, congratulations on the show. We sure hope you come back to Chicago and work on our stages again, and enjoy not ice fishing, because hopefully it is spring where you are.
Beautiful out today. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you, Ellen. It was really good to talk with you.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
All right, we've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, there is more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Welcome back. I'm Fazia Mirza. You're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, rolling along. I'm still trying to get Fish Orgy Dream Ballet.
I'm never going to get that out of my mind.
But there we go. Hey, but tomorrow on Driving It Home on WCPT, Patty Vasquez will be joined by Kevin Ryan, the new Democrat who recently ran for U.S. Senate. The New Deal Democrat, sorry. He's not a new. It's a New Deal Democrat who recently ran for U.S. Senate in Illinois. And their guests will include Joyce Mahoney, Regional Vice President of Memory Care at Belmont Village Senior Living. Driving at Home with Patty Vasquez, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT, 8:20 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And I think it's odd that we had a Fish Orgy Dream Ballet, because now we're actually talking to real ballet.
Yep.
I love that. About that.
Back-to-back ballet.
I know. And the Chicago Repertory Ballet's mission is to bring storytelling and choreographic innovation to the stage while inspiring audiences and challenging preconceived notions of the art form. Their Spring Series program offers 2 world premieres, and they are revisiting founding artistic director Wade Schaaf's The Rite of Spring. And joining us now is none other than the founding artistic director, Wade Schaaf. Wade, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for taking time out to join us today. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the history of the Chicago Repertory Ballet?
Yeah, Chicago Repertory Ballet is in its 14th season, and we've been creating world premiere works in Chicago since its inception. I founded the company after I finished my dancing career. I had danced around the country and then came back and danced in a couple of contemporary companies at the end of my career here in Chicago, both River North Dance Chicago and Thodos Dance Chicago. And after wrapping up my dancing career, I wanted more opportunities to create work, and I founded Chicago Repertory Ballet to do just that.
Amazing. And okay, this might be a little hard. I don't want to have you spill any like numbers, but for people out there listening, a dancer's career, it doesn't go very long because what you do with your bodies is just amazing and really painful. You know, but like were you so you were a dancer, and had you been choreographing during your dance career?
I had been. I had the good fortune to be in 2 different companies that had choreographic engine programs for dancers in the company. I was in a company that's now called American Midwest Ballet in Omaha, and they had a program where dancers in the company would choreograph new works. And then when I came here and I was a part of Thodos Dance Chicago for 3 seasons, Melissa had a program called New Dances, which has been continuing to create work. And so many dancers in the city have had opportunities through New Dances to create new ballets. So that was really the start of my choreographic career. And then I wanted to focus more on choreography after retiring.
Right on. Well, tell us more about the Spring Series that is coming up just for 1 weekend only. It's May 29th through the 31st at Ruth Page Center for the Arts. What is in store for the Spring Series by Chicago Repertory Ballet?
Yes, and it's really exciting. It's right after Memorial Day, so if everybody's out of town for Memorial Day plans, it's the next weekend after.
See?
So yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a very varied program with 2 very exciting world premieres. I found a choreographer who is based out of Miami named Giannis Eric Picaris. And Giannis has created a new ballet called Beyond the Blue Line, which is based on the idea of the horizon line, where the sky meets the sea, and this feeling of vast expanse at the blue line. So, it's a wonderful concept, and the ballet delivers just that. It's a breath of fresh air. It's just a beautiful, lovely contemporary ballet.
So, Wade, often sometimes people say they're intimidated by, by ballet. They say they don't know enough about it to enjoy it. What do you tell people like that who you want to get in to see your production?
Yeah, and that's really goes into the mission of Chicago Repertory Ballet, breaking down preconceived notions of the art form. I think a lot of people have this preconceived idea that ballet is stuffy or unapproachable or something that, like, I don't get what that is. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my choreography and my work specifically, I really try to tailor it to everyday people. So the work that they see on the stage is something that they can identify with, something that they can latch onto, and is a story that relates to them. So I tell, whether it's a story that we know from ballet, like The Rite of Spring, or it's something like The Capulets that I conceived myself, which was a ballet that we produced back in November, which was very successful. I always try to make the story and the point of view something that an everyday person or a person just like myself can latch onto.
Excellent.
I love that. And look, The Rite of Spring is one of my favorite pieces of music. Oh my gosh. it's primal. There's something that just hits you with this Stravinsky. I'm like, this Igor Stravinsky, he's onto something here. He might have a career, you know? So you were revisiting this piece. How did you interpret this really intense music?
Yeah. This score in particular is not only loved worldwide, but is something that touches me. And as you say, I think it's something that's so primal in the score that really just kind of tickles my brain in a lovely way. And I really identify with that music. I went to the score and looked at the score markings for each of the individual sections that Stravinsky laid out. And he titled the various little nuggets in the score different things, like the Dance of the Adolescents, the Adoration of the Earth, the Mock Abduction, all of these different things. And I kind of used that as a template to guide the story that I was going to tell. Okay. And then And so that's what we do. There's one part that looks like the Dance of the Adolescents. There's a mock abduction scene that I use to kind of translate what happens later during the sacrifice. I used all these little bits that Stravinsky left us to help tell my story.
All right, look, that's what you do. Go to the source material, check it out, and see what's going on there. Sorry, I don't want to just get too hung up on the fact about the Rite of Spring, but
let's go.
Do you remember the very first time you heard that music? Because I can remember. For me, it was when I was a kid, and my mom they re-released Fantasia.
Yeah.
In the movie theater, and we went out, and my mom took me to me, and I was like in the 4th grade, and it was this whole thing about the creation of the earth and dinosaurs and all this. I remember, and just like. I've never felt something really just like my whole body was resonating. I love. Do you? Sorry, this is not about me. But do you remember? Do you remember the first time you heard it, or the first time that it really connected with you?
I have 2 memories along that line. I absolutely remember hearing it from the movie Fantasia as well, and it was just so visual. Fantasia, along with this music that was so rhythmic, and I think that was really entrancing as a young person to see. So that is a striking memory. The first time I saw the ballet in person, I had studied it in dance history, but I saw a production in Ohio. I was dancing at Ohio Ballet. And I had gone back to see a performance after I had left the company, and they did a version by a choreographer named Sal Aiello. And Sal's production just struck me. It was so modern and so brilliant what I saw on the stage that it stayed with me. And when I started making ballets, I was like, I want to sink my teeth into that.
Yeah, 100%, and especially in such a intimate setting as the Ruth Page Center for the Arts, like you are. If you have not been to see ballet, you are doing yourself a disservice. The artistry, the athleticism, the vision that happens, like it really is nothing like it. And to be in such an intimate theater, like a space like the Ruth Page, I can only imagine like how that's going to just like level up your experience.
For sure. And I was thinking about this, especially these story ballets like the Capulets that we just did and the Rite of Spring now. The audience is literally within 30 feet of the dancers.
Yeah. So like you are up close and personal. And again, what these artists do with their body, like I have so much mad respect because I know I can't do that.
Most of us can't.
I mean, I'm sure if I worked really, really, really hard, not anymore, but like it really is just amazing. How do your dancers? Because I'm thinking of the Rite of Spring, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing it when we check it out at May 29th through the 31st at the Ruth Page. But like, how do you, as a company, take care of the dancers because it is such a physically demanding craft?
There's a number of things. Number one, we have a fantastic relationship with Athletico.
Thank goodness for Athletico.
Yes.
Come on.
God bless them.
God bless them. They're doing the good work.
Yep.
Yeah, and I my personal physical therapist is Jen Janowski, who is essentially the lead dance physical therapist, not only in the city of Chicago but nationwide.
Wow.
And she leads seminars worldwide about physical therapy for dance. So Jen heads up that program, and the dancers have access to physical therapy throughout our contracted period. So that's something that's super important. We make sure that they get company class before every rehearsal period. So they start their day off by doing the same thing that your child may do when they're in their ballet class. They do their pliés and tendus and their pirouettes and all of those things before they start the day to keep themselves in shape.
Years ago I was roommates with a Joffrey ballet dancer, and watching him take 5 minutes to walk from his room to the bathroom after a performance, I was like, oof, baby.
Really
Like, I got it. Yeah, it's just incredible. So when we've got these with the spring series, we have the Rite of Spring, which clearly I'm gaga over. We have the piece that's about the horizon. There's a second premiere. What's the other premiere?
I also made a brand new neoclassical ballet that I'm titling Pulse INLJ 1101.
Okay.
And yeah, exactly that.
Right.
I knew what I was doing when I titled it. But
good.
That is the name of a specific, I believe, radio wave from outer space. And it's a particular wave that is emitted when one star dies and another star that's alive, the dead star sucks that energy up from a living star and shoots it back out into space.
Wow. Who knew?
Okay, so this evening, for one weekend only, sounds like it's going to be quite explosive, as it were.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, I wanted to look at neoclassical ballet through a different lens, and I found this music that I guess I could describe as German techno.
Okay, that'll work.
And it's costumed in a way that's very dance familiar, but I think the lighting's going to be very futuristic. The music is very futuristic, and the dancing is going to be, as you say, explosive. So I think it's going to give the audience a journey and a new way to engage with aesthetics that they already know.
Yeah, again, if you have not seen ballet, particularly ballet performed live, you are doing yourself a disservice. There is something just so visceral that is created within the room, and watching these bodies move through space in such elegant, graceful, and explosive ways, you've got to make sure you go check it out. And if you think, especially with a company like Chicago Repertory Ballet, who's really trying to, it sounds like you all are really trying to play with the form and to construct, show something new with this very old format. So it's like, make sure it is 1 weekend only. It's May 29th through the 31st. That's as Wade G pointed out. It's the weekend after Memorial Day, so you'll be in town.
Correct.
You'll be in town.
Correct.
Go check
You'll
it
be
out.
Here.
Yep.
You'll be here.
Yeah.
So go to the Ruth Page Center for the Arts. And for more info, you can go to crbdance.com. That's like Chicago Repertory Ballet, crbdance.com, and get your tickets and find out more information about this thrilling company.
Yeah.
Wade Schaaf, thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us. And we're sending Maird your way.
Maird your way. Yes.
Thank you. I will watch out not to step in it.
Please do.
And I just want to say to all the listeners out there, thank you so much for taking this time to spend with me, to hear about this program. If you come to see the show, please, I will be at every one. Please stop me and say, hey, I heard about this program on the radio, and I'm really excited to welcome all of our LGBTQIA2S plus community to our audience.
Beautiful.
Love it.
They'll do that.
Love it. Wade Schaaf.
Thanks, Wade.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
day. We have got to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT.
Hi, this is musician Homer Mars, and welcome back to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, Dylan Miller, just doing our thing.
Yes,
And hey, you can listen to, rate, and share Out Chicago full episodes and featured interview podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, and Amazon Music. All of those.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Just search for Out Chicago with Scott Duff and Ellen Miller, or visit WCPT's podcast page at heartlandsignal.com/podcast. We've had some fancy fun people. Guy Branum was on last week. He is an Emmy, he's comedian, actor, Emmy and Golden Globe winning writer and producer of Hacks, that little show.
Oh my gosh, I love Hacks.
That little show. You probably remember him from, did you ever watch Chelsea lately? The Chelsea Handler show?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's the big gay guy that would be on the panel, bald.
Yeah.
Love him. Love him. Yeah. We've got Dave Zippel, who's the director of Going Bacharach, the songs of an icon that's playing through next Sunday at Chicago's Apollo Theater. We've got Jace Glenn from the Gender Cool Project. We've got Susie Eddie Izzard, John Waters, Leslie Ann Warren.
Just a few.
Just to name a few. So
of
there you go.
those
So go
people.
ahead. And if you want to watch this episode or any past episode of the show, you just go to our YouTube page at Heartland Signal, which is one word, and click the live tab. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page where you can find live streams and shorts from our Heartland Signal digital newsroom. Yes. So today is Mother's Day, and as we were preparing, I wanted to celebrate the ultimate mother of us all in terms of like the house and stuff. We watched Madonna's.
Oh yeah.
We watched the Blonde Ambition tour from 1990.
Wow.
Last night.
But she looked so young.
Well, I mean, she kind of looks the same because
due to the magic.
Because Madge has got
science.
She's got. Look, again, I've said it before. Lay off Madonna about what she's done to her face. She's just one what every drag queen is dreaming of doing. She has made a blank canvas, and you can just paint on whatever version of Madonna you want, right there.
Yeah.
Don't judge her.
I just said, didn't say anything.
I know, but I saw you. But it's it's so funny because like as we're coming up to the summer and big concert, like tours that are happening.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody like those pop divas are touring.
Yeah,
and probably Sabrina Carpenter. I know Demi Lovato's on the road, but she's not quite that level. But like the way modern concerts and like especially for our pop divas, the way that like your Gagas, your I guess Taylor Swift, your Katy Perry's, your
Pink.
They all owe Madonna, Beyonce,
Totally.
like the stage show, because this was like the first of its kind. I remember. Like if you haven't, like it was on the HBOs. We had to put your videotape in and get that. We watched it so many times when I was in high school because it was like my senior year of high school when it came out. But I remember when it came through St. Louis and the reviews were like, this is like part pop concert, part Broadway musical. Like she introduced kind of a storyline within her music. There was like huge sets. It was a big spectacle, especially like for the time. And because of that set the standard for all of these other, like I said, all of our queer divas moving forward. And she also took time out in there there were safe sex comments and messages throughout the whole thing.
She knew her audience, yeah.
Well, but she, not even knowing her audience, she was the only one who would be like out there talking about AIDS and talking about HIV and reaching out to the community as a true ally. She was one of the first ones to do it because everybody else was scared.
Cher kind of, I don't know who was first, but Cher and Cyndi Lauper toured together years ago, and they were very much at the forefront of that too. But I don't know who came first. But that's the other one comes to mind. That's a little, from another generation. But you're right. I mean, her dancers, her bringing awareness to AIDS. No one did it like Madonna did,
and getting people out to vote too.
Yeah.
Because she's like, here's the thing, and watching it, you're just like, oh boy, Madonna. You just did a thing, didn't you? Like, because there's some moments you're like, all right, but I don't know, like there's something about her that she I don't know, she had a vision. And that vision was thoroughly realized right there. And she pushed the envelope. And what was so great is that it was a lady. She was a woman doing this. She was like, it was such a controversial tour. Did you ever watch I mean, again, I know this isn't your wheelhouse, but you do love Madonna. But did you ever watch Truth or Dare, the documentary?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Remember Kevin Costner backstage?
Yes, cute.
I mean, a woman like her that has to pull this off, is a personality that people aren't used to coming from a woman. And consequently, there's always a lot of criticism.
Of course.
The B word, the C word, all these things come out. But, when a man is like commanding, what kind of performance
he's
and
a visionary.
He's a visionary. When a woman does it,
she's a bitch.
Correct.
Yep.
So that definitely, I think, was true of her, how she was perceived for years.
And that's why she didn't care. She just was doing her thing. And like if the companion piece, Truth or Dare, which is the documentary film that kind of goes back and forth between footage of the Blonde Ambition tour and her life on the road touring it. There were protests. She was threatened to be arrested if she went on stage.
They didn't like the crucifixes that she,
the crucifixes. There was one, like a virgin, has a very sexy ending to it in the show. It's very mild by today's standards, but I don't know. There was just something, to me, it is a part of queer history.
Yes, I agree.
That folks need to just kind of understand, because it's like, before there was Gaga, before there was Beyonce, there was Madonna. And of course, before Madonna, there was Cher, there was Bette Midler, there was all this other stuff. But in terms of the stadium show and spectacle, even storyline that is now woven into these big arena shows, she started it.
She did. Remember the book, Sex?
Oh, yeah.
I have a copy that's never been opened. Someone told me to buy.
Really?
I bought one, and a friend of mine said, buy it and don't open it because it could be worth something in the future. I don't know if it is.
Is it worth something? We should get on that. You should look to see if it's worth.
It's in that,
Yeah, the foil. Yeah, I want to say, like, what
is the Sex book unopened worth?
How much is that?
It ranges anywhere from 150 to 650 if it's factory sealed.
Factory sealed.
Especially if it includes the original CD and comic book, then okay, here you go. So if you have the signed copy with the CD, you're looking at about $650, and if it's signed and sealed, you're looking at $2,000.
Oh, well, is it signed?
I don't think I got a special signed one, but I'll take 600. I think I paid 35 or something for it. $50.
I think it was a little more than that. It was definitely like in the 50s. I mean, whatever, because that came out like in 91.
Yeah, I still
91.
have it on seal. I never opened it. I got to look at someone else's, but yeah, does that show you I'm a fan? I have that.
There you go. Well, also that book is really good. She's sexy in that book. Did you ever look at a book?
I looked at another copy.
The one that's not open?
Oh yeah, definitely.
She looks great. Oh my gosh.
They used to tell me I looked like her in the 90s when I had a
now.
perm. I was in a hot tub at the Lakeshore Athletic Club, and I'll never forget. I had my curly hair, and the hot tub was like a men and women. It wasn't in the locker room, and you look like Madonna, and I thought, ooh, no one ever
I'll
said
take that.
I'll take that.
There we are.
Yeah, I don't think so much anymore, but
Okay.
it was okay. It made me feel good.
Well, good, as it should.
As it should.
As it should. There we are. So also, as I was going down memory lane.
Yes.
I'm really obsessed with the song "Ode to Billy Joe."
Yeah.
The Bobby
It's a
Gentry.
classic.
The Bobby Gentry.
I grew up with that song. It was huge when it came out. Huge.
Yeah. Because Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
And nobody knew why.
And I did not know. Did you know that they made a movie?
Yes, I do.
With Robbie Benson?
Yes, I know about the movie, yes.
Oh, I just found this out.
It came out in 72 or something.
No, 76.
76.
Because it's celebrating its 50th.
Okay, 76, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you did not know, dear listener, the Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry, I love a story song. I love a story song.
The whole country was captivated by the story song.
Yes, it's a story song about young Bobby, and then there's Billy Joe McAllister, and he jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why.
No, nobody did.
But Bobby did.
Yeah.
And in the movie,
which I totally forgot about, but I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. So I still haven't seen it. And so, spoiler, but in the movie, he jumps because he's gay.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it until I.
He jumps because he's gay.
Forgot all about that.
And I'm like,
and he
what?
got, and I think someone was pregnant, his girlfriend. And
Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I'm like, I already know the ending, and I've spoiled it for everybody out there.
It's okay.
It was a made-for-TV movie, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but and Robbie Benson.
He was so cute. I liked him too.
Come on, Ice Castles. Mm-hmm. Stop it. There's a whole scene where he's on a phone call in his little panties. I remember that made me very confused.
We all
when
remember
I was a child.
different things. Yes.
Yes, and then
things
we
stick in
forgot
our brain.
about the roses. We forgot about the roses. Do you remember Ice Castles?
No.
You don't?
No.
With the ice skater who ends up in an accident and she loses her eyesight.
Was that a made for TV also?
I don't know if it was made for TV.
It sort of rings a bell.
Like, please don't let this feeling end. It's everything I am, everything I want to be. Do you remember the song Through the Eyes of Love? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I jumped movies because we were talking about Billy Joe. Yeah. But she gets into an accident and she has to relearn how to skate because she's blind.
It's bringing
and
like
then
a vague
she finally
bell,
she does it and nobody knows that she's blind. At the end she nails her routine and they're throwing roses onto the ice and then she trips over the ice.
Oh no.
And Robbie Benson comes out and says to her, "We forgot about the roses." And then he scoops her up and he collects the roses and they're like, "Oh wait, she was blind while she did that?"
No. Do they end up together?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. And then he went on to be the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Look at all this. Why do I do so much about Robbie Benson?
Because he was cute.
He was very cute. There we are.
He was very cute.
Thank you for listening to my random pop culture moments.
A lot of people out there are, wow, I forgot about that, Scott. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah. You're very welcome. But now I need to see the Ode to Billy Joe, the movie, because the song is so good and you've got to listen to it on the 3rd of June.
Because that's the date.
That's the date.
He jumped off the bridge.
Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
That song was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
You could not hear enough. And, top 40 radio here in Chicago, it played, I think, every hour.
Because
it was just
Bobby
intriguing
Gentry.
to people. They just never heard anything like it.
I know.
It was cool.
And then Vicki Lawrence tried to do it with The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. And that one's just also a really confusing song. I've listened to it so many times to try to figure out the exact plot. I'm like, Vicki Lawrence was awful to her brother.
So I know the song. I don't know I don't remember.
Well, I will sing it to you in its entirety once we are off the air.
Okay, I can't wait.
Right
It's going to happen any minute
along with Ice Castles Through the Eyes of Love. But speaking of Through the Eyes of Love, hey, make sure you reach out and talk to Mom today. If I know today's a complicated one for us.
Yeah.
We both lost our moms, but I really hope that you I hope that you just remember the joy that she brought you and she brought to her community and the world. You know what I mean? So just celebrate Mom.
Love Mom, appreciate Mom.
Love Mom, hold her in her heart.
Always.
I'm buying yellow flowers and eating ice cream because that's what Phyllis would do.
I think I'm going to do that too.
So there we go. And that brings us to the end of our show. I want to thank all of our guests, special guest star Bob and Carolyn Pinta. There we are. Paul Kruse and Wade Schaaf. Devin, thank you so much for being incredible back there. Paul, thank you for doing whatever it is back there behind the little tiny brim. Can't even see you anymore. There we are. Ella Miller, welcome back.
Thanks, Scott. Good to be here.
Thank y'all. And I'm Scott Duff. And until next week, stay proud.